Yo, been a minute since we covered my boy Adult Gohan on the channel, but I decided it was time. He won't get the typical optimal combos guide we usually do, but instead he's gonna get more of a full showcase, easy practicals, and advanced links. Trying my best to gather and demonstrate all of his different rejump combo variations and bonus routes along the way. Because he has so many combos, this one will be covering only mid-screen. Show support if you want a corner edition. This will kind of follow an easy to hard format organized by his different levels and spark at the end of the video. If I do miss any nice bombos that you think should have been in here, then let us know. Thank you to Gamerflow and Izanami for the direct help in the creation of this video. Shout out to them. Now let's get started. At level 0, he has his OG simple 5H rejump with air dash JM land 3H. You can also add a beam here and delay it slightly to make it closer to the ground for more universal timings. Quick note for sliding knockdown though, at level 0 he can J6S, J236L with delays for solo sliding knockdown, working on smalls or bigs, even on some skilled routes. Removing the beam and just doing 5H delay super dash helps to get this back fist sliding knockdown route, but it's very hard to land on mids for some reason. For his optimal rejump, you usually don't want to use 5H smash early and you want to go into beam without delays here, so we can hold on to the smash to use it with J6S, J2H into super dash for a super easy universal optimal for 5.1k damage with a JH knockdown here. A tip for his rejump is that you can input JML3H so you can mash the 3H and get it grounded, as the JL whiff helps prevent you from getting an aerial down heavy but getting 3H after landing instead. This is his easiest universal optimal at every level, working on skilled routes as well even after vanishes, and being a very easy rejump. This needs to be the first one you need to learn as a Gohan player. There's another version of this by tapping J236L after super dash at level 0, which links into 2L for less damage, but optimizing this into a slightly harder version with a tight air dash JLLL held late legs 2L 5L route for 5.3k damage. Now this is his most optimal rejump mid-screen, working skilled as well, where you can remove the harder 3H part on smalls just for consistency. Besides the air dash, you have to mash everything to be auto timed, especially the 2L after your held legs is done. But this gets really cool for double beam stuff where you can 2L into beam again, although it's not that good at level 0 and will be more useful later on for optimization, but we're already building up on his routes as you can see. He also has his JM delay JH link that can connect after the double beams on certain sizes, being a very manual combo link but super satisfying when completed. With this logic, you could get into even triple beams I suppose with assist enders, but this specific L leg rejump 236L into 2L beam route doesn't work on smalls like GT Goku. Even this double rejump legs link, having to delay the last JL to connect the legs, only working on bigger bodies. All these combo routes or concepts are very useful when you land a full screen hits like 2S plus assist into beam super dash to convert those from full screen away, instead of having to go into a shorter super dash combo or a vanish combo like you normally would. You can also follow these similar combo concepts after 2M 5M jump JLL. The 2L 5L 3H link is harder here, especially on small, so you should start practicing with bigger characters and work yourself down. And at level 0 you can even double that up if you throw your assist in the mix. Now looking at a different starter, he has a few super dash rejumps like his universal one from earlier that can be used close to the ground. This works with a 3S starter into super dash if you ever land that as like a defensive mash or something when you're close by. With super jumps at different angles with the right height, you can land JLM into 3H or even land into a dash jump with a delay JL to get a side switch off as well. And now with his hardest route at level 0, requiring a Tiger Knee 236M input after 5M or 5LL to get a low to the ground kick link. Even able to combine them, making sure you hold the legs for the entire time. Can work with quarter circle forward light as well on the second higher one. And from here you can mix in different theories together. This is all at level 0 by the way. Hello, what? So let's level it up even more. Time for level 1, giving you lots more buffs damage wise, as you know, upgrading the way his kicks and normals work, even getting new access to 3L and new links. So at level 1, his beam universal rejump gets way better. Just note that ending your combos into J6S, J2H into back fist is usually more optimal damage wise than leg extensions J2H ender, but those can have cooler implications, which is broken down in my OG Gohan basics guide back in the day. But if you go after skilled starters, it's better to stick with a JH knockdown, unless if it's like after a vanish or something, since you kinda need the back fist to land. His JLL light legs extension works the same, following the same ender rules that we just explained to tailor to his level up. but his double beam route is also now even more valid solo, being able to end in a sliding knockdown for a cool 5.5k since J214L can land after smashes on long combos, and also being useful on skilled combos for 4.6k, which can be more optimal than his single beam rejumps, and it's a pretty cool link. You can also add in 214M for an ender as well after the smash of K2Hs, and because his legs last longer, all his leg links are much easier, like the full screen after assist confirms, but his beam into L legs is slightly different. This time it needs to be fully held instead of a tap like before at level 0, and a new version with tap medium legs is possible as well, as they can link to other normals, so some differences than his previous levels. This allows you to pull off solo triple beam rejumps that are universal, although less optimal since the scaling gets worse with all these beams, making it not as useful on skill starters. Although combining these concepts together let us optimize our double beam route for 5.6k. You can even get this universal 2L, 3L, 3S super dash into forward dash JH route by Izanami. Might be one of my faves for level 1 sauce at 5.3k. And here's a bonus starter to throw in here to get into beams with auto combo delay 2M 2S beam for fun. But there's also a lot of different versions of this that can also be done even at like level 0, like also adding in this universal JM 3H rejumps after double beams on the second part, and just mixing things around, combining different theories. Yeah, you can get pretty creative and unique with these. Another new route that you get at level 1 is a 236L DP link with 5L. Delaying the 5L input seems to make it more consistent mid-screen, and I mean, this is kind of considered a rejump, right? Even though it's not too optimal or flashy just yet. While we're on DP, you can confirm EX DP with 3L mid-screen into any combo routings we've covered for almost 40%. Just note that while you do preserve sliding knockdown, it's all blue life, so be careful of meter dumping too much unless you're close to killing. Although it can be nice to add 236H after medium starters to get huge damage off that, which isn't all blue life. This one leads to 6.2k mid-screen. The only tricky part with this specific route is the vanish ender, since you need to slightly delay the back fist until after the wall bounce so it connects for the sliding knockdown. Besides those, at level 1 he gains access to new IED conversions. This one is after auto combo with IED JLM here, and you can side switch with a dash jump JLM delay L jump forward, which is pretty sick to add onto his combo routes instead of his generic side switches. Here's another version with a delay 3L into jump L delay 4L M3H, only working on slightly bigger bodies or just a dash jumping after landing instead of 3H on others, and his old OG J214H extensions with this auto time drought for height, using his key blast into EX back fist, mashing medium for JM and 5M to come out and land, continuing in any way that you'd like. Other versions of this require more manual timing, but this one is auto timed except for the last JLs before EX back fist. And now it's time for some advanced links. Here's building off the last 3L jump JL into M legs, holding forward to cross up or hold back to jump same side to get double leg combos in. The next loop revolves around 2M 3L cancel 3S right away dash 3L repeat, which gets easier the bigger they are but improves a lot at level 5, so save this for later. A longer, harder loop is 2L 3L into TKL legs, holding it the entire time into 2L. TK is tiger knee, meaning you input 2369 and slightly delay the L, so you get an instant jumping rising version of that special. This can be looped multiple times, up to 3 TK legs before ending after legs with 2L 3L jump or 5L in some cases. I find these to be his hardest non-spark leg extension, so be careful when trying to master this sauce. But another contender for the hardest is this one found by Scarlet Photon, being this double one after 5L L3L into jump JM right away, tap a J236M holding back, tap it again, then land and continue as you please. Works after 2M 3L as well, jumping straight up into JM, but if you do medium legs no directions followed by medium legs holding back, delaying the first M legs after JM, this can be looped 3 times, being a pretty hard combo except for the first extension part that you can get pretty used to easily. It's just the follow-ups that gets hard to consistently land and loop. Scarlet Photon, the founder of this route, found that doing it his way with forward jump JM leads into side switches on the 3L, in which you'd have to change your jump directions accordingly to your specials. And this is for real his max sauce, his trickiest level 1 combos, bro. Whenever you get into Gohan's saucy hard extensions though, the scaling and damage output gets really bad, so it just becomes solely for style points, not really for damage or meter gain. Next we have some vanish links. This first one is an example after his OG side switch, needing to buffer and tap M legs after vanish into super dash JM, tap M legs again but holding forward into 3H. The timings can get pretty rough. There's this easier 2H one, whiffing 2 taps of L legs to land JM into M legs and continue from there. Or extended further by doing M legs into 3L, quick cancel jump L into tap M legs holding forward with a 3H. Possible on mids but much easier on bigs. After grounded vanishes, you can do IED JM 3L jump to the other side into JM M legs, adding the rest of the sauce as you want. Or even a delayed 3S super dash into legs extension, just looking very cool. And if we combine these with assist, Gamerflow demonstrates a really unique aerial leg extensions with different side switches, revolving around tapping medium legs, holding forward with the correct timings on everything, mixing around air dashes for height, using specific assists. Man, this is so sick how him and Scarlet and other Gohan players think of these routes, because I could never, for real. Now, at level 3 doesn't get much. We can add his extra air dash after delay JM by jumping up forward into dash to extend his regular beam route as found by Izanami only on bigger characters, but results in 5.9k on an optimized double rejump. And there's also this super cool side switch into rejump Gamerflow has. Gamerflow also shows us how JS can connect with these IED concepts in order to get a unique level 3 rejump, even using the double air dash property after aerial EX legs for another IED rejump thing. But besides those 3 routes, he doesn't get much rejump wise with level 3, just aerial side switches with delayed normals into IEDs. Level 5 however grants him reverse beat for a completely new set of combo theory. At level 5, there's his super easy auto-timed rejump link after beam that he always had. Here's an alternative route with JM, JH, JLL. You can pretty much freestyle the versions as you please as long as you go back down to the ground. A note for level 5 enders though, on anything with the right height, you can do JM, JH, JLL, J2H, double jump, LH, LL, 2H back fist if 5H was used before, or else JH can come out as a sliding knockdown so you'd waste the smash if used earlier. Or also do JL delay J2H JLL double jump JL delay J2H LLL to preserve that JH smash knockdown for the end. I really like this one because it looks like you have 3 aerial jumps, which is crazy. For some unique, more damaging aerial extensions, this one leads to 6.4k here, or alternatively with super dash delay JL so they end up below you for that height in which the rest can be matched with J2H JLL etc. And here's an example of a scaled starter. This rejump can be looped 2 times if you do dash jump JL delay JH JL JM, only needing a delay on the second JH here, so it's not too hard. This leads to a loop mid-screen up to 4 times after 2M 5M jump JLHLM dash jump, delaying every normal here, which can be practiced in the corner. You can follow any delay JL or JM into JH patterns to go close to the ground, and these loops usually tend to be easier on bigs. Without as many strict delays, you can get a pretty cool looking single rejump link using the level 5 properties here. However, his optimal hardest universal one is with 2M delay 3H into big delay JL, small delay JH, JM 5M jump delay JL repeats for 4 loops as well, being easier on bigs and still universal on smalls. These loops require huge delays on every jump JL, but a smaller delay on the JH, where the JMs and 5Ms can be mashed out. In general, for all his loops, delaying that first JL helps a lot to keep it consistent by being close to the ground. Here's an alternate IED version having to do JLL, then delay the rest of the aerial auto combo into IED JLHM 5M repeat, only working on bigs, which was found by Izanami. Shirokami has an interesting string with a delay JMHL land 3L 3S key blast facing them into his reverse beat loops for a pretty saucy side switch route. Finally, the 3L 3S loop from earlier becomes much easier and much more accessible since you can do JL whiff after the 3S to be closer to the ground, recovering quicker, and you can repeat the 3L loop. You can whiff whichever normal you want, JL or JM. And for some fun sauce, here's using his double air dash to get an interesting extension with the delay concepts from earlier. And also a little reverse beat side switch combo which can be extended as you please, but for these loops overall, that first JL delay seems to be key on each of these loops. Level 7, the world of special cancels. So at level 7 you can actually continue and special cancel after reaching level 7 in his super. Since this level 7 state gives you access to special cancel, it still applies to his super. Remember, it's frame 4 invincible too, so it can kind of be useful raw sometimes where the damage dealt isn't fully blue life like after a DP. Besides that unique scenario, his most optimal mid-screen route at level 7 is still with his classic DP loops, doing 2M delay 236M delay aerial L legs dash 2M delay MDP repeat. Easier on bigs, this is pretty hard mid-screen compared to his more auto-timed corner DP loops, but its insane corner carry and damage leads to TODs easily. Also being able to link dash delayed 5H5M into your extensions after the DP loops as well, which is really cool since you don't get a smash 5H here and you can reverse B into 5M. Yo, that's fire. However, for more unique rejumps, I guess, is that you can link 214H into legs, which works after beams for a unique rejump, although you do lose the lockdown here. This also makes a solo DR Crush 214H even more effective since you can confirm it solo for the trade-off and sliding knockdown without vanishing. You also get access to very easy double leg loops with L legs, medium legs holding back into whatever follow-up you want, as long as you get enough height to begin the aerial leg loops. Even doubling up again and looping these as seem fit, no timing involved on the leg cancels as long as you structure your normals accordingly for the height. If you're high enough in the air, you can repeat this twice for quadruple legs in one aerial go before falling to the ground, which can be repeated further. Izanami found a great way of fitting a JS into it for an alternative route on bigs, getting creative with his tools and combining into his leg loops. Here's a version using his grounded key blast into 3L, gaining height with 3H to then get into the quad leg routes and being able to rejump it as well. Here's another route that highlights a great way to fit LDP into legs into 3H to get 2 quadruple legs in. You can even mix in J2H after the medium legs part, and you can combine or mix in the DP loops with the leg loop extensions, mixing and mashing the various combo concepts we've highlighted, even level 3, level 5 stuff. Just be careful of hit stun decay though. It's really easy to get carried away at this state with level 7, trying to keep in mind all the level 1 stuff as well and overextend the combos to drop. So here's some different examples of getting creative and combining different combo concepts together. Here's a version after beam with a 3L key blast cancel part Izanami cooked up. Here's a 2H route example with delays inspired by him, and this might be his most practical 2H combo, to be honest, because if you land a 2H you can get into sauce and damage. Count me in. Or even pair beams into EX backfist into DP loops again. Oh my god, the possibilities are endless. Speaking of beams, here's another extension combining the leg loops but also using the smashless 5H5M reverse beat extension, which is one of my faves. And here's the last sauce I got for y'all, bro. 7 tuple legs concepts found by Scarlet Photon, doing JM delay L jump JMH into L legs, M legs holding forward, 6S JH into slightly held L legs, repeat in order to cancel into 7 legs before landing what? Ending with that EX legs. The forward key blast into heavy kind of resets your special cancels counter, so that's how you can loop back into light and medium legs again. This concept can work on mids with much more strict timing, and maybe even smalls, I don't know man. But what I do know is the Gohan Gold Scarlet shows this bigs only version and how this link can lead to a whole solo TOD. Probably his hardest stylish TOD to land consistently, ending in some meter dump special cancels and then using limit break to go into level 1 to level 3. But low key, you might be able to go into even crazier routes, like add a few more legs in there maybe, so 9 legs before landing. I don't know bro. But before we end off the video, it's time for some sparking things. Because of spark, you still get access to all the special cancel level 7 routes even at level 0 if you're sparked up, but the timings are a bit different at level 0 spark. And you can also super dash cancel specials to extend further, which is nice, also helping you save yourself in case you drop by just super dashing after a special that looks weird. You can't get access to quadruple leg loops, only double it seems because of how the level 0 leg properties work, although it can still lead to very cool routes. And at level 0 you also get access to another version of EX backfist extension. A high EX backfist can be paired with fast fall after empty vanish to continue on the ground too. This same empty vanish concept can apply with the DPs or after EX legs, empty vanishing right before the wall bounce to get some cool mid-screen extensions after the smash versions of these specials. Level 0 in specific only, you get this beam delay 214M backfist loop mid-screen that was pretty recently explored by Scarlet Photon and Gamerflow, only working at this level because of how the tracking works and how limited it is. And the timing for this is that you need to input medium back fist after you see the wall bounce, and then you need 214L as you approach the corner where there's less distance to cover. The freeze frame effect can work on his DP as well to extend further, turning into light back fist once you do reach the corner as well. This freeze whiff link can be used even after medium kicks at certain heights. Here's a cool but super hard route combining the leg elements as well by Gamerflow. As you level up at level 1, you lose access to the beam into medium back fist loops sadly, but your kicks improve so you're able to get those easy level 7 quadruple or double kick extensions in Spark, whereas at level 0 you couldn't because the leg properties were limited. With some new vanish cancels like J214H from higher up, or even after DP, in which you can also get into DP loops and stuff like that. At level 5, you can really start to take advantage of his double air dash properties and reverse ring to get some types of staircase combos, since in Sparking you can also air dash after different normals. So even with key blast stuff like this, using a forward jump to get a rejump. And honestly, these ones might be my favorite sparking combos because who doesn't like staircase routes, you feel me? And this last staircase combo made by Scarlet, where you have to delay the second forward JL into the rest of the rejump. This might just be a bigger body link though. And if we combine it all, we can get a very cool looking TOD that I found on Twitter by SSTXRZA. Thank you all for coming by. Hope you learned something new to help your Gohan mastery and get licensed up. Overall, he has a bunch of optimals for high damage that can be turned into TODs, but the super stylish parts tend to skill the combo more, so be mindful of that of course when practicing and during actual fights. Sometimes you might have to pick between damage and sauce, or try to find the best of both worlds and meet in the middle. Thanks again to Gamerflow, Izanami, and Scarlet Photon. Check them out to see how they use these combo theories to push them to the limits, combining them and much more sauce on their socials below. And stay tuned for the corner edition, but I don't know if we're gonna cover other characters and other concepts on the channel, so I guess we'll see y'all next time. See what I did there? Peace. Oh my.